Does crypto feel like a foreign language? Tune in, we're about to translate it for you. Hey, welcome to the channel. I'm glad you could be here today. We're starting from the ground and working our way up. Breaking down the crypto language so it's actually makes sense. Because I'm sure you've been a part of the conversation with people throwing around blockchain, gas fees, wallets, and so, yeah, that makes sense. But in the back of your head, you had no idea what they were talking about. That's fine. You know, we've all been there. But today what we're going to do is actually break things down in a way that makes sense, keeps it simple, real, and beginner friendly. Let's get after it. We're going to start out with just what is cryptocurrency. So cryptocurrency, it is just digital money. It lives on a network called a blockchain. Unlike regular money that is printed or controlled by banks, crypto runs on code, math. There's no middleman, no banks, no business hours. It's just a digital system that lets people send value directly to each other, anywhere in the world. Simple, right? Crypto really is simple. We just make it complicated in our minds. It's all in the mind's eye on what you can understand. That the digital network that allows people to send money digitally around the world, that is called a blockchain. I'm sure you've heard that thrown around many times. That is like the heart, the heartbeat, whatever you want to call it, the motherboard, the memory. It could be considered a lot of things, but in essence, it's the technology that is used for the traveling of the digital money. But blockchain, imagine like a digital notebook that everyone can see. Plain, whatever language you speak. Text, it's just there. It can't be erased. It can't be cheated. Every time someone sends or receives a crypto, that transaction is written onto a block. And those blocks are chained together in order, hence blockchain. It's public, transparent, and secured by thousands of computers all over the world. Something else that I find that is kind of confusing, even in today's day and age. And this kind of helps me remember what the difference is as well. So you have tokens and you have coins. A coin is the native currency of a blockchain. Like Bitcoin, that runs on the Bitcoin network. Or, you got Ethereum, that runs on the Ethereum network. A token, on the other hand, is something built on top of those. Think of that as an app running on top of an operating system. So, for instance, PDI, Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain is the native token, or native coin. My bad, see? Verbiage is important. So Pulse Chain, it is the native coin. But it can host tokens that are built on top of it, like PDI. Something else is really super important, and you definitely have to get a grasp of to enter the realm of crypto. That's going to be wallets, private keys, and seed phrases. Your wallet is where you store the crypto, hence the name wallet. So, it's not that simple. It is a wallet, but it's a little bit more than that. It's how you access your crypto that is on the blockchain. It's your key to unlock the door and say, yes, change that in my bank vault. So there's a couple differences. One of them, or one wallet, is going to be a hot wallet. That's going to be your MetaMask, your Rabby, things like that, internet money. This is an app typically that is on the internet. It's quick, but it's going to be less secure. So your other option is going to be a cold wallet. That is like hardware wallets, safer, keeps your coins offline. There's different iterations of them that make it so you can use it online, but still keep your keys safe. you've got your Treasure, your Ledger, your Exodus, Cold Stone, all of these different variants of cold storage wallets. Now, it's important, very important, your private keys and your seed phrases. Those are yours, and only for your eyes to see. Those are your master keys, your access to your funds. Lose it, no one can help you recover your crypto. It's like your house key, but instead of having a locksmith, you just got you. So like I said, never share that. Never, and always back it up. And never keep it digitally backed up. Don't copy and paste this. Don't write it into a text document. Don't email it to yourself. Anything that involves the internet, just don't use it to store your private keys or seed phrases. Now that we've got that out of the way, you need to understand that there is a fee for transacting on a blockchain. So, with gas fees and transactions, every time you are to make a trade, which is just simply sending your coins to another contract, or hence a wallet, in doing that, you are going to pay a small fee. That's called gas. That's basically the cost that you use the network. Everything has a fee to use it, so does crypto. You can think of this as a toll, like a toll road. So when you use that toll road, you have to pay for it because it's nicer, faster, gets you to where you want to be in a timely manner. It's the same situation. Crypto is faster, easier to use, and allows transacting across the web, across this galaxy, to anyone that you have a wallet for. So it does have to be in the same network. That's important to notate. There's different applications that allow you to send things to other networks, but that is for you to find out on your own time. So as long as you're transacting into the same network, let's take Ethereum, that's can get expensive though, and with higher fees, or not higher fees, with more people and more transaction comes higher fees. That's actually one of the weird reasons Pulse Chain was created. And it's got a higher throughput, higher token amount, and some other things tweaked and edited to make it faster and overall better. We'll get into this in more detail later in another episode. So, that was a lot, and we're just kind of rolling through this because that's the way I roll. But smart contracts are also something you need to know. You can think of this as it as an app on the blockchain as well. But let's put it in other terms. This is a self-executing program that exists on the blockchain. Kind of like a digital vending machine. If conditions are met, the contract will automatically do what it was supposed to do. No middleman needed. This is how DeFi works, like your Aave, PDI, your swaps, all of those are smart contracts. So, DeFi, NFTs, crypto apps, it's all just code. Encapsulated in smart contract that allows the code that is throughout to do what it was designed to do. So now that's the basic language right there. That's the crypto fundamentals that you need to know. And now that you've actually got a following on what these words consist of, you can actually have conversations and understand what you're saying. And start to explain these projects and just get an overall grasp of what it is that's happening. So in the next episode, we're actually going to dive into Pulse Chain, just because that's what I'm all about. That is going to be the DeFi revolution that changed the world. So in the meantime, like, comment, subscribe, check out the old content, and tune in for the new. crypto is going to be a game changer. You might want to learn now.